Hello, my amazing tarot friends. It's Justin Michael. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome, of course, if this is your first time stopping by. I appreciate you as well. I hope everybody's doing well. Actually, this is going to be a very short video. I have in front of me, which was delivered about an hour ago, the long-awaited Tarot Del Toro, which is a deck that was created by an artist named Tomas Hijo. Tomas Hijo. He wrote the book and designed the cards and did all the artwork, and he's like an engraver and an artist. And it was supervised by Guillermo Del Toro, the director that did Pan's Labyrinth and movies like that. So the box, first off, is a 10 out of 10 for me. It's beautiful. It has this really like nice engraved quality. And it's just super nice. It's really, really nice. And it's a big box. The cards are just, as you'll see in a minute, are just a little longer than standard tarot size. But the box itself is gigantic. And you'll see why in a second. But let me just show you. So it has this nice artwork on the front. And these are the sides here. See? So designed and carved by Tomas Hijo. And then inspired and supervised by Guillermo Del Toro. And that's the back. That's the only part of the box I don't really care for. It's not too bad. I just wish it was a plain brown back, but it's okay. And it just says, discover the hidden messages of tarot with this original deck inspired by the wondrous world of Guillermo Del Toro. This deck created under the supervision of the master filmmaker and designed, illustrated by Tomas Hijo, features sumptuous original artwork inspired by the themes, imagery, and characters of some of Del Toro's most popular films, including Pan's Labyrinth, Crimson Peak, and Shape of Water. So, like I said, this box is a 10 out of 10 for me, and it's a telescopic box. And look at the inside. And that is really, really sweet, huh? Love that. It feels great. It's really, really sturdy. And it comes with this really nice book. And it's not a huge book, but it's a nice size. It's not a small, like, kind of like little white booklet, but this is pretty nice size. I mean, you don't have to struggle to read the print. A tarot deck and guidebook inspired by the world of Guillermo Del Toro. And it actually has a foreword written by Del Toro. One thing I did like was, well, the pages have like an aged quality to it. But this little quote here just says, any legend, any creature, any symbol we've ever stumbled upon already exists in a vast cosmic reservoir where archetypes wait, shapes looming outside our platonic cave. We naturally believe ourselves clever and wise, so advanced, and those who came before us so naive and simple, when all we truly do is echo the order of the universe as it guides us. And I thought that was pretty cool. So, like I said, the foreword's written by Guillermo, and he just talks about his mother, how his mother was influential. She was an avid tarot reader. She carried her tarot deck everywhere, and as a child, she taught him how to read I Ching and palm reading, and also tea leaf reading. And then later, as an adult, she taught him. They were, in some hurricane somewhere in a hotel stuck, and she taught him how to read tarot. And it just inspired him to really love tarot. And you can kind of tell, and I will just point that out to you, but the design of the deck, and you can see it's a very traditional style, European style, like almost a Marseille deck. But it's very modern too, with a very artistic kind of look to it. But you can see it also has like the wood block lines, So it looks very, very classic. And it is a pip deck. This is the deck here in the box, and it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful container for these cards, and I'm so happy that I added it to my collection. And there's the inside of the box. I mean, it's just a really, really nice deck. I'm very, very thrilled with this. I got to tell you, the card quality is about the only downside to it. I would say it's not bad quality. I just want to point out that it has that rose petal finish, so they don't slide all that easy, but they don't stick either, like too much. They're a tiny bit sticky, but not too much. I would imagine it gets better as you use them. And the card quality, the thickness is nice. It's not like too rose petally, but it's It is a rose petal finish, though. I mean, I gotta tell you in full disclosure here. So I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm just going to really show you the cards, but I did show you the backs. And they are just really, really beautiful. And there's the Fool. So that's a character from Pan's Labyrinth, you know. And you will see a lot of characters from that movie in the deck. You have like a traditional magician there. Very Marseille looking, that card. But also very unique. Sort of reminds me a little bit of the Tattoo Tarot. Like the format of it. And just the kind of pip deck it is. I don't own that deck. It's a deck that's been on my list for a long time. But it's just, that's what it makes me think of. And you do have a lot of traditional symbolism in here. That is really cool. This is, I would say this is not really too RWS, this deck. It's very, like I said, classic European almost. European as in like Marseille. But the pips, which when I get to I'll point out, they're not really Marseille pips, but it's very unique and very interesting. I love it. I do know some people had some issues with the pre-orders, very much like the, what is that, Nightmare Before Christmas. I heard that there were some people that didn't get it, but I was so glad. I mean, I was excited about this deck from when it first premiered as a pre-order on Amazon. So you have Justice, a card 8, and we have the Hermit. That's really cool. And there is a lot of symbolism in here. You know, you can obviously use the book to see it, but you have quite a bit going on there. You have the Wheel. And then Strength at 11. This is kind of a dark Hangman. I'm just going to show you. It's a little dark, but it's very interesting nonetheless. Very macabre. And Death. And just like the Marseille deck, you know, you don't have a title, just a number. I really like the woodblock kind of look. The only thing I feel like, you know, the really rounded corners, I think it would have been nice if they would have did it, you know, not completely square, but like the small rounded corners, you know, similar to like what you'll see on some Marseille decks. You'll have like squared corners, but they're slightly like rounded in the smallest kind of way. There's the Tower card, and then we have the Star here. And I love this Moon card. I really like that. Sun. Judgment. So I'm just going to go a little faster here since we're at the World. That's a very interesting Judgment card. The big one being dropped. And then the World. Okay, so for the pips, I'm going to go pretty fast. I just wanted to mention that is the Ace of, you know, the Ace of Discs is what it's called in this deck, but it's the Ace of Coins. And that's just printed on there. It has the look of like a facsimile deck. You know, you have like some blemishes, and it's really cool what they did, you know. But that's non-traditional, you know. You got a guy holding the coin there, and in a way it is traditional, but it's not. And it's interesting because there's a lot of fire in this image and its discs, so I just wonder what, because this is the earthly suit, I think. I'll have to read the book, but It's a lot of fire for a coin. And then the pips are very simple. So I'm just going to show you pretty quickly these pips because I really like this though. I mean, especially for like numerology and just working with. Some of my favorite decks are non-Marseille pips. I have some older decks that, one of which is the original Celtic Tarot. I forget the artist. That's a cool 10. That's what this reminds me of a little bit. And I know the Tattoo Tarot is like this too, which I don't have. You have the Valet of Disc there. Knight. And then we have the Queen. And the King. So here we have the Ace of Blades. And you do have, you know, the element air there with the wings. But you can read it with whatever element you want. These are all just simple pips. The artwork is superb in this. It really is. Ten of Swords here. The Ten of Knives or Ten of Blades. And then now we have the core cards, the Valet of Blades. And it's interesting, the horse and the man have a gas mask, you know, and it's the element of air, so, you know, that makes sense, you know, symbolically. Queen of Blades and the King. Now we have the Ace of Goblets. I love that Two of Cups there. Perfect. I said it's perfect because I feel like, you know, it represents duality, and you know, have, or like a union of opposites almost too. And just, it sat well with me. And here is 4. Same kind of idea except doubled. And 5. Okay, so now we have the Valet of Goblets, Knight, and the Queen, and the King. I have a feeling that like the people who really like Patrick Valenza's decks might like this. It has a Patrick Valenza kind of vibe to it almost, you know, like a very macabre, kind of dark. So I would think that the people who like, I can never remember the name of the damn deck. I can look at it, but you know what I'm talking about. Patrick Valenza's deck. Terrible. My memory shot. 3. It's a deck I know is Triumphi della Luna is the other one, but the one I'm trying to think of is the most popular one, and it's the one I never read with. You guys know. I like the wand suit, and you see a lot of growth in the branches. You know, it seems like this is more the element of earth here, and you know what I mean? Just by looking at them. We're gonna look in a second, but the core cards of the Pentacles seem like very fiery. This seems more in line with the element of earth, but could be wrong about that. Well, you have a traditional kind of looking Queen of Wands, sort of. Traditional in that she has the animal, sort of like the Queen of Wands has the cat. So that's like maybe it could just be a coincidence, but it seems RWS, and here's the King of Wands. So that's the deck, guys, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you found this helpful. I really can't tell you how much I like this deck. It's really cute. I will definitely use this a lot. It's going to look great on my shelf because of the really nice engraved box. And just to show you before I go, the size of the cards, because you know, they are just a little longer. That box was huge, but they're about an inch longer, but about the same width, maybe a hair, a hair wider, but very close in the width. So, well, thanks guys, I appreciate it. Until next time, love and peace. Bye-bye.